Welcome back to the Malaysia Money Matters show. It's the 3rd of December 25.
And our mission today is, well, it's a swift, critical deep dive into the financial, corporate, and policy news. We're going to pull out just the key bits that, immediately impact your portfolio and your planning.
Let's start right away then with some major corporate shifts. First up, an enormous international win for Genting Malaysia.
A huge win. Their subsidiary has been selected for one of the three very prestigious New York casino licenses.
That's for the Resort World New York City expansion. We're talking about a $5.5 billion plan.
And analysts think it could generate, something like RM 1.93 billion in net profit by 2030. It gives them an exclusive position there.
But here's the strange part. Despite this fantastic news, the shares actually slipped. 4.26%.
Yeah, and that tells you everything. It shows that investors are they're really focused on the details they don't have yet.
The fine print.
Exactly. The final license terms and, crucially, those potential tax rates. The market is basically holding its breath.
That makes sense. The devil's always in the regulatory details. Okay, next up, let's look at Capital A. Its shares jumped over 60%.
A massive jump. And this was right after the X date for the dividend in-specie distribution of AirAsia X shares.
So what's really going on here?
Look, it's a dramatic technical adjustment, but what it signals is that the market is finally seeing the value in their big strategic pivot.
The refocus on digital and logistics.
Right. They're shedding the airline units to focus on high-growth, asset-light businesses. Think Teleport and AirAsia MOVE. That huge jump is the value shifting internally.
So a huge shift in perception for the group. Now, moving over to telecoms, the Minister of Finance exercised its put option on DNB.
That's right, Digital Nasional. So the MOF is now requiring CelcomDigi, Maxis, and YTL Power to acquire its stake.
And the price tag is Rn 327.9 million for each of them. What does this mean for 5G?
It basically formalizes the move to the government's dual wholesale network model. Post-exit, those three telcos will each hold a third of DMD's capital. It just moves the whole thing forward.
Okay, and quickly on infrastructure, the Transport Ministry confirmed UEM Group is nominated to acquire a controlling stake in CRRC Rolling Stock Center.
51% or more. This is really crucial for local strategic control. It secures technology transfer and long-term benefits from that massive RM 10.7 billion lease for new KTM trains.
We also saw that NASA Italia is ending its Maserati agreement.
Yeah, that's just part of a broader group realignment. They're focusing on core brands like Suzuki and really pushing into the EV mobility space. Just some calculated portfolio pruning.
Okay, let's step away from Kuala Lumpur for a moment and look at the international picture because there are pressures already hitting our supply chains.
Oh, absolutely. The record floods in southern Thailand. The damage is estimated at 500 billion baht. It's paralyzed key hubs for tech components and car parts.
And the flow of goods to Malaysia has slowed to almost zero.
Which, raises serious supply chain risks for all of ASEAN. And it gives a temporary but major advantage to rivals like Indonesia and Vietnam.
So if you hold stakes in manufacturers that rely on those components, this is a clear short-term shock to factor in.
Meanwhile, China's yuan is surprisingly strong. It's heading for its best annual performance since 2020.
Up nearly 4% against the U.S. dollar.
Yeah, and it's defying all the trade tensions. It signals growing investor confidence and that China's strategy to diversify its exports away from the U.S. is actually working.
And just quickly over in Europe.
Eurozone inflation ticked up unexpectedly, 2.2% in November. That one data point will likely solidify bets against any further rate cuts from the ECB anytime soon.
Right. So with that global picture, let's pivot back home to policy changes. First, the PM reaffirmed the RO95 targeted subsidy.
Yes, he rejected the World Bank's proposal to raise it. This measure has already benefited, 13.9 million Malaysians and is set to generate fiscal savings of up to RM 4 billion a year.
The PM also gave an update on 1MDB debt, still the largest burden.
It is. But RM 42 billion of the nearly RM 50 billion inherited has been repaid. The key here is the disciplined approach. Repayment is being phased so it doesn't disrupt development projects.
Now, some great news for consumers. The Hire Purchase Amendment Bill.
This is a major win. Starting in 2026, banks will have to offer early settlement discounts. It abolishes those unfair flat rate calculations and the old Rule of 78 method.
And for anyone unfamiliar, that Rule of 78 basically front-loaded interest, so you saved very little by paying off a car loan early. This is Much fair.
Much fair. Finally, we saw the IRB impose a 10-year limit on the tax-exempt status for nonprofits.
Retroactively, too. So charities, religious institutions, they now have to ensure continuous compliance to maintain that status.
Indeed. All these shifts, they impact everything from your car loan to major corporate strategy. It's critical stuff to know.
Absolutely. So before we go, we want to leave you with a question to consider.
Given the relative strength of the ringgit we just talked about and what analysts are calling a resilient global outlook, how should you reevaluate your exposure to local high-beta stocks versus the export-oriented companies as we head into 2026?
A great question to ponder. Make sure you subscribe to the Malaysia Money Matters podcast so you never miss another deep dive. Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you would like a deeper dive into all the investment opportunities from today's news, subscribe to my newsletter at moneymatters.substack.com. I will be sharing a deeper analysis of the key investment opportunities from today's news, including what makes these opportunities stand out and how they fit into the broader market trends. By subscribing to the Malaysia Money Matters newsletter, you will also get exclusive insights on my watch list and portfolio and fundamental reports on Malaysian listed companies.